Your brain is constantly scanning for threats, financial pressure, social judgment, future uncertainty. Even rest starts to feel unproductive. Even slowing down feels guilty. So you don't actually rest. You just stop moving while your mind keeps racing. That's not rest. That's paralysis. And your mind responds the only way it knows how. By shutting down non-essential energy, joy becomes optional. Curiosity disappears. Ambition feels heavy. Not because you don't want more, but because you're too tired to want anything. This is why scrolling feels addictive. It requires nothing from you. No decisions, no responsibility, no expectations. For a moment, your mind gets to disappear. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. Mental exhaustion is your system asking for safety, not productivity. And here's something important. Rest is not just sleep. Rest is mental permission. Permission to exist without proving anything. Permission to slow down without falling behind. Permission to be incomplete. Most people never give themselves that. They rest physically, while mentally punishing themselves. That's why rest doesn't work anymore. Healing doesn't start with motivation. It starts with honesty. Honesty about how tired you actually are. Honesty about how long you've been pushing. Honesty about what you've been carrying silently. Ask yourself this, not with judgment, but curiosity. When was the last time you felt truly mentally safe? Not entertained, not distracted, but safe. Safe to think slowly, safe to pause, safe to not have answers. Most people can't remember, and that's the real crisis. You don't need another routine, another productivity hack, another quote telling you to grind harder. You need space. Space between thoughts. Space between expectations. Space between who you are and who you think you should be. Because the question was never, what's wrong with me? The real question is, what have I been carrying for too long without rest? Healing begins the moment you stop fighting your exhaustion and start listening to it. When you allow yourself to slow down without calling it failure. When you treat rest as recovery, not reward. When you stop trying to fix yourself and start creating conditions where your mind can breathe again. You are not lazy. You are tired in a world that refuses to slow down. And recognizing that is not weakness. It's the first step back to yourself. You're not lazy. You're mentally exhausted, but no one ever taught you the difference. So you blame yourself. You wake up tired every morning. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. Not the kind that goes away with coffee. It's a deeper tired, a heavy one. Your body may have rested, but your mind never did. Even when you sleep, your thoughts keep running. Deadlines replay. Conversations loop. Things you should have done. Things you didn't say. Things you're afraid of losing. So when you wake up, you already feel behind. And because no one can see mental exhaustion, people assume it's laziness, including you. You tell yourself, I should be doing more. I shouldn't feel like this. Other people manage. Why can't I? But here's the truth. No one says out loud. Modern life isn't designed for mental rest. It keeps you alert, reactive, available, all the time. Your brain was built for focus, for rhythm, for silence between effort. Instead, it's trapped in constant stimulation. Notifications, messages, news, comparison, pressure to improve, pressure to be visible, pressure to succeed quickly. None of it stops, so your mind never fully relaxes. And slowly, without realizing it, you enter survival mode. You don't collapse dramatically. You don't break loudly. You just fade. You stop feeling excited about things that once mattered. You delay simple tasks. You scroll without purpose. You avoid decisions. Not because you don't care, but because caring feels expensive now. Energy has become something you protect. People misunderstand this phase. They see procrastination They see inconsistency. They see wasted potential. What they don't see is how much you've already been carrying. Expectations you never agreed to. Standards that keep rising. A future that feels uncertain, no matter how hard you work. You've been strong for too long, and strength without rest turns into numbness. That's why motivation feels gone. But motivation doesn't disappear. It gets buried. Buried under mental noise. Buried under pressure without recovery. Buried under the constant feeling that you're running out of time. People love giving simple advice. Just be disciplined. Just push harder. Everyone's tired. Deal with it. But discipline cannot fix exhaustion. Pushing harder doesn't heal a nervous system that never feels safe enough to slow down. Burnout isn't dramatic. It doesn't look like crying on the floor. It looks like functioning without feeling alive. You still show up. You still reply to messages. You still say, "I'm fine," so no one worries about you. But inside, you feel detached from your own life. Days blur together. You're always busy, yet nothing feels meaningful. And the most painful part? You start to believe this is who you are now. That you're lazy. That you've lost discipline. That something is wrong with you. But nothing is wrong with you. You're overstimulated.